All right, once again, I'm out here to preach and to prophesy unto my people, being you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. According to the Holy Bible, you are the biblical Israelites, okay? And this is according to agnate and paternal relations. It is about your father's genetic line that determines your race, your seed line. And our people look like all nations under the sun because we've been spread, we've been scattered, we've been dispersed throughout this whole entire world. And as always, I'm thankful and I'm grateful to be able to come out here once again to preach and to prophesy unto my people. Okay, and we also come out here to prophesy against you heathen. Okay? And the power that has sent me out here to do this, you should know his name already. The power of Israel. Okay? And you can't go to the Father without going through the Son. And what are those names? All right? Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Wa'Rakakwadash. Peace, blessings, much respect to the elders and the apostles that rule well within Israel, on down to the rest of the elders that rule well within Israel. Okay? Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like. Pushing out this purified truth throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth. Pushing this purified truth throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, man. Because guess what? A lot of our people may come out here and claim to be teachers, but they're not teaching you this truth in its pureness. Okay? To all the men teaching this purified truth throughout the four corners of the whole entire earth. Okay? On down to the rest of the men who may not be teachers or prophets. You women, sons, and daughters as well. Okay? And the water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. Let's start off in the book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 13. Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. So a lot of our people are taking the path to destruction because the path to destruction is easy. More people walk down that path. And as a person that's not trying to suffer shamefully, well, that would be the easy path to take. The path to destruction. The wide path. The path that doesn't take any effort. Okay? And that's the path that's going to get a lot of our people put to death. Okay? Because they don't want to take the difficult path. They don't want to be separate from this world. They don't want to follow after the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because strait is the gate and narrow is the way, which leadeth into life, and few there be that find it. So only few are going to be able to walk this straight and narrow path, this very difficult path. It's not for everybody. It's not meant to be easy. If it was meant to be easy, well then guess what? What would be special? What would separate us from everybody else? Okay? At the end of the day, any reward worth having, you have to work for it. You have to go through rings of fire. You have to go through burdens and temptations. That's just a part of it. Okay? Let's go to 2nd Ezra in the Apocrypha. 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse 1. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the night before. And he said unto me, Up, Esdras, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, Speak on, my God. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place, to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left deep water. So being in this ministry, you're on a very narrow path. On one side of you, you have fire. And on the other side of you, there's deep water. So as we're walking this path, first of all, we have to make sure we're walking straight. It's already a straight path, as in difficult, but with it being a difficult path, we have to walk straight on this path. Because to one side, there's fire, to the other side, there's water. If we fall off this path, we will either fall one or the other. So if you are a man who's walking this path, and if you fall off, let's say you fall off into the water. Well, it's a deep water. And you can only swim in this water for so long, right? Because over time, what's going to happen? You're going to get tired of swimming. Okay? But you weren't destroyed right away. Certain men may fall out of this ministry. They may fall off the path, and judgment may not come to them right away. They may swim for a while, but nevertheless, eventually they will drown because they left the path. They fell off the path. Another man may fall and he lands in the fire. Now, him landing in the fire leads to him being destroyed, being consumed. You really can't come back from that, because it's not like water where your swimming skills may give you a little bit of extra leeway. But you going in the fire, that will destroy you instantly, pretty much. So whether you fall out into the water or the fire, judgment will be set upon you one way or another. Whether it happens to you quickly or whether it happens to you instantly. The best thing that we can do is try our best to walk on this very straight path, this very difficult and narrow path. Because falling off, you're going to land in fire or water. Okay? Now, if the Lord wanted to show mercy and you fell into the water, he may send you a lifeguard to pull you back up. But that's still not a chance you'd want to take. Okay? Second Ezra chapter 7 and verse 8. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. So being in this ministry, it's like walking on a tightrope. Being in this ministry, it's like trying to keep your balance, hoping that you don't fall off. And the scriptures tell you that an unjust balance is an abomination. And you having an unjust balance can cause you to fall off the path. Okay? So the Lord has raised up men like myself to help guide you and keep you on the path of righteousness. Okay? Seeing that our people are lost, the Lord is raising up saviors under him to call out unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? So we have to walk this difficult path if we want to receive the kingdom. If we want to receive the reward, we have to not only walk the path, we have to remain on it, not fall off the path. Okay? Verse 10. And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion, because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those things that are laid up for them. And guess what? All this hell we're catching at the end of the day, it is folly. It's vanity. But this is the process that it takes for us to be purified. This is the path that we must walk if we want to receive salvation. And it is a very lonely path to salvation. Okay? It's like walking a tightrope or walking on a very, very thin pole, and you're not walking side by side. We're walking one man at a time. Okay? We're seeking out our own salvation. Okay? Let's go to Psalms 119 and 105. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. So walking this tightrope, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is the light unto our path. Imagine walking a very narrow path and you can't see before you. You can't see where you're walking. Okay? Now, you might be able to look on the other side of the wall, or not the wall, but the other side of the tightrope and see fire. That'd be the only light you have if you're in darkness. You can't walk this tightrope and not have the light that guides you on this tightrope. Okay? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is a light unto our feet. And this word is that light that lightens our path. Okay? That's why we come out here in the open. No man who has the light is going to hide it in a closet, aka these church buildings. But he'll be out here in the open in hopes to spark the minds of the elect out there who may be lost in darkness, who are walking in darkness. We're trying to show them how to walk, which way to walk and which way not to walk. Okay? Because every day that we wake up, a choice is set before us, and it's between life and death. Okay? Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. So the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai actually guide us on this difficult path that we are walking right now. Jeremiah chapter 13. This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 13, and I think it's verse 14. And I will dash them one against another, even the fathers and the sons together, saith the Lord. I will not pity nor spare, nor have mercy, but destroy them. Hear ye and give ear. Be not proud, for the Lord hath spoken. Give glory to the Lord your power, before he cause darkness, and before your feet stumble upon the dark mountains. And while you look for light, he turn it into the shadow of death and make it gross darkness. So the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that's what lightens our path. But not following, not obeying Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he can make it to where your path is nothing but darkness. You think you're walking towards your salvation, but really you're only going towards your destruction. The Heavenly Father can deceive you and have you feeling like that. Okay? So it's important, highly important, that not only we remain on this straight and narrow path, but we are guided by the words of the Lord, because not having the words of the Lord within us, not obeying the words of the Lord, he will cause our path to be darkened. He will cause us to be stumbling. Eventually, you'll just fall off. And you may not have a chance or opportunity to repent once that happens. So we're in the time where the Heavenly Father he is setting that line of division. Okay? And you're either going to repent or you're not. And if you don't, you know the consequence. You know the judgment for that. Okay? Give glory to the Lord your power before he calls darkness. So give glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai before he causes darkness, man. Because you cannot walk a path and not be able to stumble, trip, or fall off without light guiding you, man. Give glory to the Lord your power before he calls darkness, and before your feet stumble upon the dark mountains, and while you look for light, he turn it into the shadow of death and make it gross darkness. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. Chapter 8 and verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. So again, it's the word that lightens our path. A lot of men who fall out, it's because they're not applying the word. They're making up things as they go. They're freestyling as they go. Okay? Causing our people to err. Okay? And then eventually the Lord just gets rid of them. In some cases, the Lord can have men lingering for years because he wants that false prophet to deceive many. He wants that false prophet to be a stumbling block. But in some cases, men are very short-winded and they end up falling off the path because they don't have the light. Okay? You need this light. You need this word in order for your path to be guided. And that's why we read the word unto you. So it's important that you walk in the light. Let's touch on Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 8. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. So we have to walk as children of the light. Because if we were walking as children of the darkness, how could we walk this straight and narrow path that's set before us? In order for you to walk this straight and narrow path, your feet need to be illuminated through the word. Yahweh Shai washed the feet of the disciples, man. Yahweh Shai is our foundation, and through Yahweh Shai, we have a clean foundation. The feet is the foundation to the body, man. The feet is also the lowest part of your body. Yahweh Shai humbled himself by washing not only the lowest part of your body, but just symbolizing he is the foundation of the body. Yahweh Shai is the pillar to this truth, man. Okay? And we need that light, seeing that Yahweh Shai is that light, in order for us to remain on this straight and narrow path. This is the book of John, chapter 1, and verse 4. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. And many men are in darkness. That's why they can't comprehend this word. They can't comprehend what we're saying. Even though we simplify it to the best of our ability, many men get caught up in the stumbling blocks in this ministry. Okay? Verse 8. Verse 9. That was the true light which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. So Yahweh Shai is that light. He's the light that guides our feet. He's the light that guides our path, man. Yahweh sent Yahweh Shai to be that guiding light that guides us in this ministry. Okay? Because these words that we're speaking, these are his words. Okay? We're not speaking of our own words. These words were inspired by men who were inspired by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And those men are back today. Proverbs chapter 4 and 25. Put away from thee a froward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight upon thee. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all the ways be established. So we have to ponder our path, man. We have to make sure we're constantly walking in truth, that our feet are illuminated so that our path may be guided in truth, so that we don't stumble, or even worse, fall off the tightrope, fall off the path. And many men, that is their destiny, is to fall off the path because they were never called and chosen from the beginning. Okay? Proverbs 4 and 27. Turn not to the right hand nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. So on this path, you shouldn't turn to the right hand or to the left. When you look at certain cartoons, okay, I'll bring it in like this. So in the scriptures, which the scriptures be true, Yahweh Shai was walking on water. And King David, which the Spirit made me say that because King David and Peter are the same person. But Peter had saw Yahweh Shai walking on the water. So he himself, he wanted to do the same thing. So Yahweh Shai basically told him, like, come on. So David started to walk on the water. But as he was walking, he started to lose faith and started to sink in the water. Well, if somebody's high in the air and somebody tells you don't look down, a lot of times people end up looking down. And then they get nervous, they get shaky. They start getting real tender-hearted, I guess. They get real nervous, okay? Well, on this tightrope, looking to the right hand or looking to the left, all you're gonna see is fire or water, and that might trip you up. That might make you stumble. You might see, well, if I go back into the world, I could have been doing this, I could do that still. You're deceiving yourself. Now you're turning to the right and you're turning to the left instead of looking straight ahead. Because there's only destruction on the right or to the left. It's either fire or water, okay? But because you are looking to the right or to the left, you're being distracted, you end up falling off the rope. Just like with Peter, when he started sinking into the water, You know, a lot of that had to have come with just being nervous, his thoughts messing with him. He probably ended up looking to his right, looking to his left, instead of just keeping his eyes on Yahweh Shai. And that ended up throwing him off the path, which that path would have been walking on water, just as Yahweh Shai was, which he experienced for a very short time until his faith started to shake. Okay? And as men, that can happen to us, man. Your faith can get shaky sometimes. But the thing is, you either have faith or you don't. Okay? Turn not to the right hand nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. So we tell our people which way to walk. We tell our people, you got to walk straight. You're not supposed to go to the right or to the left. Don't even look to the right or to the left. Keep your eyes focused on the path at hand, because getting distracted, that's where things go wrong. Okay? Let's go to Matthew. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 22. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, the whole body shall be full of light. So your eye has to be single. Your eye has to be laser set on the path before you. Look straight ahead, because any distractions can cause you to stumble or fall off the path. And falling off the path, you may not have someone to come and deliver you. You know, like on Mario Kart, there's certain levels where you're driving. I don't know if I'm looking at a chariot, man. I don't know what the hell that is. There's certain levels on Mario Kart when you're driving that you can end up driving off the path, right? And then some guy will come and save you. Well, in this ministry, you falling off the path, you can't expect some guy in a cloud and a fishing rod to come and pull you back on the track, man. In this ministry, in this truth, it's Esau's aircraft, by the way. In this ministry, in this truth, we have to have our eyes dead set on this ministry. We have to be focused, laser focused on the truth. Okay? This is Matthew 6 and verse 22. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, so whatever you put your concentration on, okay, that's basically what you're likened to. If you put all your concentration on women, you're going to destroy yourself. You put all your concentration on chasing money, you're going to destroy yourself. But if your eye is single, you put all your concentration on this ministry, okay, your path will be made aright for you. If therefore thine eye be single, the whole body shall be full of light. And it's the light that we need to keep our path illuminated. Because many men are stumbling, many men are fumbling, or just falling off completely because they're not using the light to their advantage. We have this word to get us through in these evil times, and many men are not holding that to their charge. Many men are saying, you know what, I'm going to do this how I want to do it. I don't want to come out here and read that many scriptures. I'm going to just talk, bring out scriptures here and there, and just rant about the black woman, rant about vocab Malone. But you know, with doing that, you're not feeding our people what they need to be fed, which is the scriptures, man. Okay? Verse 23, but if thine eye be evil, the whole body shall be full of darkness. So if you're distracted on bullcrap, guess what? That's what you're going to be about. If you're distracted on false doctrines, if you're distracted on things that are hindering you from this ministry, well, that's not going to benefit you very much. But if thine eye be evil, the whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? So you're either full of light or you're full of darkness. You're one or the other. Okay? Verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve the power and mammon. So you're either in darkness or you're in the light. You're either of the truth or you're not. Okay? You're either walking down the path of life or you're walking down the path of death. And we understand the majority of Israelites, they're walking down the path of death. They're walking down the path of destruction because it's easy. Okay? But walking down the path that we're on, it's very difficult. It's a very thin line. Okay? Isaiah 30 and 20. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore. So a lot of people, they get all shaken up coming out here. What if something happens to me and this and that, this and that? Look, if you really believe that the Lord is with you, you wouldn't be thinking like that. You would understand that the Lord's going to deliver you out of all your situations. And the Lord said the teachers are not going to be removed into a corner no more. People aren't out here putting their hands on us and getting away with all the stuff that they used to back in the ancient days, man. This is a different time. This is a time where we're finally receiving the benefits of our reward, being in this ministry, man. Okay? That's why people driving by, they're laying their eyes on men such as myself. Okay? Because the Lord sent us and he said that their eyes would see their teachers. And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. So we're showing you that this is the way and that you need to walk in it. But the majority of Israelites, that's not what they want to hear. To the majority of Israelites, this is not interesting unto them. Okay? We're telling you, look, this is what you're supposed to be doing. These are the names that you're supposed to call on. You're not supposed to do this. Okay? You're not supposed to do that. You know, it'd be better for you to not do that. It'd be better for you to do this. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All according to the words of the Lord, right? But they don't want to hear that. And thine ear shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. So you'll have people driving or walking or riding a bike or on a scooter, on a motorcycle, whatever the case may be, they'll lay eyes on us, or in some cases they'll hear us. And that's why it's important for us to exalt our voice and not speak in such a soft manner. We're not out here to just speak to the camera only. We're out here to exalt our voice so that others may hear us as well. Now, I could come out here and be like, yeah, I'm going to go on ahead and go to the book of Psalms. I'm going to start at chapter 1, and I'm going to probably go to verse 3 and go from there. You know? No, the Lord told us to come out here and exalt our voice like a trumpet so that people may hear us, man. Okay? So when people hear us, they're like, well, where's that coming from? It's him over there. It might be coming from their right side. It might be coming from their left side. It might be coming from behind them. It might be in front of them. Okay? They might be in a vehicle hearing it. Their windows rolled down. Nevertheless, your eyes are either going to see us or you're going to hear us as well. Okay? So at the end of the day, the path is being set before our people, and we're showing you which way to go. And now it's up to you on what you're going to do. Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 3. And death shall be chosen rather than life. So our people don't want to choose the right path for the majority. They want to go down that path of destruction. And that's fine. That's on them. Okay? And death shall be chosen rather than life by all the residue of them that remain of this evil family, which remain in all the places whither I have driven them, saith the Lord of hosts. So death shall be chosen rather than life by the majority of our people. The majority of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're going to choose death. And the Lord is going to fulfill your wishes. Okay? He's going to give you exactly what you want, man. Okay? Jeremiah This is Jeremiah chapter 7 and verse 23. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice, and I will be your power, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you. But they hearkened not, nor inclined their ear, but walked in the counsels and in the imagination of their evil heart, and went backward and not forward. So as many times as the Lord has raised up men to come out here and to tell our people how they should walk, many times they're rejecting that. They're like, no, I don't want to do that. That's vain to me. I don't got time for that. That's uninteresting unto me. I'm not going to get the bag speaking on the streets, looking like an idiot, looking like a buffoon. I got money to get. I got hoes to link up with. I got a career I'm trying to pursue. Our people have all these different reasons and excuses on why they don't want to follow down the path that we're giving them. But Yahweh Shem Yahushai has risen up his men to wake up the elect only. This is only for the elect anyway. If this was for all Israel, yeah, it would be awful. It'd be like, man, this is useless. But thankfully, the Lord has risen up his men to fish for the elect. Everyone else does not matter. Okay? Jeremiah 7 and 24 again. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear. Why? Because the majority of our people want to choose death. But walked in the counsels and in the imagination of their evil heart, and went backward and not forward. So our people want to do what the hell they want to do. They want to walk according to their own evil heart. And we know what the scripture says about that. Okay, when you go to the book of Jeremiah chapter 17 and 9, it tells you that the heart is deceitful. Jeremiah 17 and 9, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So the heart is desperately wicked. The heart, or your mind, constantly has wicked thoughts passing through. You constantly have to rebuke your thoughts. The problem is with the majority of people, they give in to the thoughts that come in their mind. They don't rebuke it. Those thoughts, I think fester is the word, fester in their mind long enough, and it ends up allowing those seeds that were planted to start sprouting. Next thing you know, they're out here being a reprobate. They're out here doing all sorts of just weirdo stuff, man. All because, again, they're not using the truth to their advantage. You're not using the light to illuminate your path. You rather walk in darkness, which is dumb. Now you're stumbling and fumbling, and eventually you fall off, man. Okay? Second Peter chapter 1 and verse 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, ye shall never fall. Okay? So on this path that we're walking, we need to have our feet illuminated so that we can see where we're walking. This word is that light. We have to make our calling and election sure. We have to be applying this word, doing the work that we're set up to do so that we don't fall off this straight path, man. Okay? We have many enemies. We have a lot of opposition. We have a lot of traps and snares set before us. But if we have the word that guides us, we shouldn't fear, because it's through us applying the word that shows our obedience to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So if you don't want to fall off this straight and narrow path, which I don't, you have to make your calling and election sure. Doing a video a week is not making your calling and election sure. Okay? Coming out here and being diligent even, but having hate in your heart for your brother is not making your calling and election sure. There are many ways that a man can fall off this path that we're on. But as long as you're applying this ministry, as long as you have the light to guide your path, you'll be all right. Okay? Because although it is a narrow path, the fact that you have the light to help you get through this path, it's a lot easier for those who claim to be in this ministry and they have no light to help them. They're stumbling and fumbling this word all day long to their own destruction. Okay? 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fall. Yeah, so doing that, you'll never fall off this straight path that we are on. Okay? Matthew's 22 and verse 9. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. So we're out here on the streets because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai told us to come out here to the highways. On the areas that I come and teach, I'm near an actual highway. I'm near an entrance of this city. Okay? So like here, if you was to go a little further that way, there'd be a highway. My other locations, there's literally a highway that's really close by. Okay? So not only do I come to the streets, I teach near the highways, I teach near the entrances of this city, because there may be people passing through just for a moment that can receive the word. Or someone passing through from the other side of town and they take the highway and they get off where the exit is and they drive by you or whatever. So we're out here in the open. Just as the Bible told us to do, man. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. Verse 14. For many are called, but few are chosen. So not many are going to walk this straight and narrow path from start to finish. Only the elect, because this ministry is likened unto a very, very small temple, a very small church, according to the book of Ezekiel. Let me see if I can find that. I believe it's Ezekiel 11. Ezekiel chapter 11 and verse 16. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord power, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. So this ministry is likened unto a small temple. Although when you accumulate all the believers together, that's a lot of people. But the Lord has us dispersed amongst an innumerable amount of non-believers and heathens. So this truth is likened unto a small sanctuary. That's why many are called and only few are chosen. Okay, here in these last days. And again, that's why that line is being drawn where the Lord is dividing the real from the fake. And there's a lot of phonies out there, so you got to be careful for them too, man. In fact, it's a lot more common that you come across these false prophets. Okay? Ezekiel 11:16. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord power, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. So all throughout the world, okay, Israelites are being gathered through this word, but it's a small sanctuary. Okay? Therefore say, thus saith the Lord power, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where ye have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel. And that's what we're soon to experience. We're being called out of this world spiritually, and then eventually we're going to physically be called out this world through means of a chariot, or what the world will call a UFO, which is really an identified flying object, okay? Or an identified aerial phenomenon, all right? It's been identified in the Bible long before people started talking about, oh, we've been seeing a lot of so-called UFO sightings here lately. Man, they've always been here, and they've always been talked about amongst Israel, okay? John chapter 10, John chapter 10 and verse 16. And other sheep I have which are not of this fold, them also must I bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. Verse 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. So we're out here calling on the sheep, okay? And we're calling on the sheep through the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So seeing that many are called, few are chosen, the few that are chosen are the sheep that were predestined to hear the words of the Lord. And then after hearing it, they would follow the Lord wherever he would go, which means they would do what the scriptures say. Even if it might seem a little outlandish to many, it might seem extreme to many, the sheep are going to say, you know what? I'm going to follow that anyway, because it's set up that way. The Lord is raising up his elect, because here in these last days, we're out here in hopes to gather the remnant, the elect, who were called from the beginning. Romans chapter 8 and verse 29. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son. So the sheep that follow his voice, they were already set up to hear this word and believe it from the beginning, okay? He also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. And whom he called, them he also justified. So many are called, but few are chosen. So the few that are chosen were actually predestinated and called from the beginning. So it was already rigged. The elect are already the elect. Those who are going to be delivered, they're already set up to be delivered. You can't make yourself the elect, all right? Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. And whom he called, them he also justified. And whom he justified, them he also glorified. And we're being glorified through Yahushai. And we'll see that happen ultimately when he returns to get us out of here, man. What shall we say to these things? If the power be for us, who can be against us? And the answer is nobody. The game is rigged, all right? He that spared not his own son, speaking of Yahushai, but delivered him up for us all, speaking of Israel, starting with the elect, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? Who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? It is the power that justifieth. So the elect are justified. The elect are going to follow Yahushai wherever he goes. Who is he that condemneth? It is Mashiach that died, yea, rather that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of the power, who also maketh intercession for us, who shall separate us from the love of Mashiach. Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. But guess what? Although we're accounted as sheep for the slaughter, the sheep are going to follow Yahushai wherever he goes anyway. Even if it's to death, even if it's all the way till them chariots come and we get beamed up, we get delivered out of here. However it happens, the elect are going to follow the Messiah no matter what. No matter how bumpy it gets, man. The elect are going to be in this for the long haul because the Lord has put a special spirit inside those men, women, sons, and daughters. Okay? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of the power which is in Mashiach Yahushai our Lord. So the elect are going to walk on this path and not fall off. Because again, this game is literally rigged. It's already set up. So for men who come in this truth and they fall off, it was already set up for them to fall off. The elect are going to apply the word. The elect are going to have their path illuminated for them. It's basically Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai saying, look, I already showed you the path. Just keep walking straight. But to everybody else, they're stumbling, they're fumbling. They're trying to figure out, okay, do I keep going this way? Am I going the wrong way? Because they don't have no light. Okay? And this path that we're taking, although we're walking straight, we're keeping our heads straight upon it, there's a whole bunch of obstacles that still try to knock us off our path. Okay? But if you are of the elect, none of those things will disarm you. None of those things will cause you to be a fallaway or a castaway. Okay? Because this is all about the elect. It always has been. Romans chapter 11 and verse 4. But what said the answer of the power unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. Even so then at this present time also there is a remnant according to the election of grace. So there's always been a remnant. Okay? Even Prophet Elijah felt like he was alone. He felt like he was the only man of the Lord. But even in his time, the Lord had a remnant that was set aside, okay, that would not bow down to the image of Baal. So even in this time now, although a lot of our people, they're doing all sorts of just bugged out weird stuff, but the Lord has still set aside a remnant that would not bow down the knee to the ways of this world. Okay? And if by grace, then it is no more of works. Otherwise, grace is no more grace. But if it be of works, then it is no more grace. Otherwise, work is no more work. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So It's already set up for the elect of Israel to receive this word. It's already set up for the elect of Israel to not only receive the word, but the path of difficulty that is set before them, they're going to endure it. They're going to make it all the way until the end. Okay? Not everybody will have that in them because it's not written for everybody. Okay? But the elect, the ones who were called and chose from the very beginning, they are going to endure until the very, very end. This is the book of Mark, chapter 4. And verse 14. The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. So there might be times where a man may come over here and listen to the word, but his woman might be waiting in the car, or his woman might be standing next to him. And she might say something along the lines of, let's go, I'm ready to go, right? And because he's following behind his woman, instead of saying, you can wait, sit your ass down somewhere. Instead of saying that, he'll be like, okay, all right, man, I'm gonna have to get up out of here, da-da-da-da-da-da. And he may have actually been listening. But Satan used that woman to sift him away, okay? And that was my sister, all right? My own biological sister. What the hell is a hunk gonna do? Instead of coming over here and receiving the word, see, that's why I don't talk to my family, man. That's why I don't fuck with y'all. That shit is fucked up, man. All right? I haven't talked to her in a long time. So if she wanted to talk to me, that was her chance. This truth is only for the elect. To hell with everybody else, man. Straight up. My brethren and my sisterin are those of you that follow Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Nothing else matters to me. Nothing else matters to me. If it's not of Yahweh and Yahushai, I don't fucking care. Okay? And it's just like that. Okay? You're gonna drive by and hunk, but you can't stop by and see what I gotta say. If you really wanted to talk to me, you would have brought your ass over here and talked to me. And me and her, we have different paternal parents. We have different fathers, okay? But guess what? Her earthly father actually stopped by when he saw me teaching one day and offered me offered me something to drink. I gave him a hug, told him it was good to see him, but not his children, because we got different dads or whatnot. My mom playing the harlot, okay? We need the kingdom, man. That's all. We just need the kingdom. Verse 16, and these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness. And that's many men that come into this truth. They come into this truth, they receive it with gladness. Oh, I'm an Israelite. Hell yeah. I can have multiple wives. Hell yeah. They might end up joining a camp. Now they feel like they got friends. If you're down and out, you can have your camp come together, put some money together, throw you some money, be like, hell yeah. But what about all the afflictions? What about all the temptations, all the fire that's set before you? What about the cost of losing your family, losing your so-called friends, losing your jobs, okay? In certain cases, it may not happen. In other cases, it may happen. You got to look at everything 360 degrees, not just 180. And have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. And what ends up happening, they fall off. They fall off the path, man. So only the elect, only the sheep of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai are going to hear his voice, are going to follow him, whithersoever he goes. The majority of Israel, they're going to die. 2/3 of our people are not going to make it, man. Okay? And that's just what's written for them. Okay? I might go on ahead and close it. Let me see something right quick. I'll close it with this in Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, speaking of here in America, but that's not given a pass to all you wicked Israelites in these other continents as well. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So 2/3, 66.6% of our people are going to be cut off and die. And for a lot of them, it's going to be because they took the 666 mark. Okay? That's why. So here in these last days, man, opportunity is running slower. Not slower, but running thinner. You know, the time of your playing games and your folly and your procrastinating and putting off from day to day the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you don't understand that every day is a step closer to your destruction. And then you might say, well, we all have to die. No, we all don't have to die. And it's not even about that we all have to die. It's the measure on how the Lord could actually kill you, man. Okay, matter of fact, let me bring it out with this one. You know, 2/3 of our people are going to be put to death, man, here in America. They're going to die. Judgment is set for them. Matthew chapter 5. Matthew's chapter 5 and verse 28. My pages are sticking together. That's not the one I want anyway. Let me see. I'll find it. Let me go to my tablet. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So seeing that 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed, you need to fear the Lord, who can destroy both your soul and body in hell. A lot of our people are going to be caught up in thermonuclear missile fire. Okay? That's going to be the real hellfire. Now, in my vision that I had, and I was just thinking about this, I was pondering on this, speaking to my lady, man. So in the vision that I had of seeing a lake of fire, I saw this missile in front of me, right? And it was descending into the fire. But it was descending into the fire real slow. You know what it made me think about? It made me think of this movie called Judge Dredd. On this movie, there's a drug that people take that actually slows down time. Okay? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that missile descending into the fire real slow like that, that could have been a sign of how long, from these people's perspective that are caught in that fire, how long it's going to feel. It's going to feel like they're burning forever. Like the Lord is going to slow down time for them. Again, the movie Judge Dredd, there's a drug that's used and it slows down time. Maybe that was the Lord. There's a chariot and it's moving. Where's it at? See the chariot? It's a little blurry. Hold on. That's as good as I can get it right now. So in the movie Judge Dredd, again, there was a drug that they would take and it would slow down time. So that everlasting fire, I feel through the spirit, the Lord gonna slow down time on these Israelites, man. Okay? The Lord gonna slow down the time on you Israelites. He gonna have it feeling like you're burning for an eternity. Okay? So yeah, the Lord gonna destroy a lot of our people. Their soul in their body is going to be destroyed. If they get caught up in them thermonuclear fires, it's going to feel like it's forever and ever, man. Okay? And that's what our people have to look forward to. The 2/3 of our people who get caught up in that, who have that arrogant mentality, oh, we all gotta die. Oh, you don't understand what the Lord can do to you. But I'm gonna go on ahead and wrap it up there. Lord willing, this was simple and it was edifying. And as always, I have to give all thanks and praises unto our power, the power of Israel, not the power of any other nation. And you should know what that name is, what those names are, I should say. Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Warakak Wadash, the water. I'm out. Shalom.